Good morning, everybody. It's Steve on, also known now as the Angling Giant. How are we all doing? This is going to be the first video that I've posted since I've rebranded my YouTube, but we'll talk a bit more about that probably at the end of the video. But today it's match day. We're fishing the Butts Lake at Aston Park Fisheries between Rotherham and Sheffield. We've got van all packed up. We're currently at Axie Keys campsite at the minute. So we're about 45 minutes away, and then when we get there, we'll have a go at tackle shop, have some breakfast, and then it's match time. So I'll see you in about half an hour, 45 minutes. We on? Right, we've just shouted time. We're going to feed a few 4mm. Let's spray some Reacher swims first. Let's see how we get on. Great start. I'm going to start off shallot, top 2 plus 2, 4mm pellet, see how we get on. They're not coming to it straight away. Right. Let's see if they're over on that far margin. But to save us putting all 13.5 metre out there, I'm just going to ping a pellet waggler of it. And just see if there's any indications. If we do get one straight away, then it's worth putting pole over the top. Just got a little 2-gram pellet waggler, nice and tangled round its scent. I'm just casting a little bit shy to them reeds. Last thing we want to do is get tangled in them. But we do need to be close, because you can see that they're in there knocking reeds about. Just keep feeding in front of us as well. I don't want to leave it. Yeah, you can see as soon as I fire them pellets in, water's going mental. Get a little twitch. So that's what we wanted to avoid. So we've cast perfect, but we've caught that far reed. So we're definitely going to go over there now with pole. And flick his rig into them reeds, I think. As you can see, we've got a really, really long lash on that rig. I'll show you why. So we can get rig and just flick it closer like that. We do get a bite here though, we are going to have to be very quick in pulling it back because they're going to go straight into them reeds. Just like that, look, pull her back. Try and keep that fish away from them reeds. And nobody likes to see that. Nobody. That were a big fish. That's 18 to 24 elastic. And it's just done it. Right, let's try again. We're in again, but this one is foul up. So it's swimming back, and then my float's shot straight under. So I think we might just have this one in tail. But I'll go in there, doesn't it? Or not, it doesn't all go in there. Right, so we're on 11:45, 2 hours in now. And as if by camera magic, I've just hooked into his 9th fish. Yeah. And that's 9 we've lost. I was just about to say we've hooked into his 9th fish, but we haven't landed any yet. I've no idea what's happening. But we're not landing anything. We're just flicking Waggler a couple of metres off that bank. I'm not sure if all 9 fish have been foul up or if they've just got mouths made out of tissue paper. Either way, we're 2 hours in that, and we've no waiting net at all. From what I can see down to my left, I haven't really noticed anybody catching much. I think I've seen 2 fish landed. So hopefully we're not a million miles away. We've still got a chance. 4 hours to go. Hopefully it gets better. Right, so we've just dropped down onto the deck on the 2+2 line and got a bite straight away. So what's probably happened with that is all that feed they've been flicking trying to catch shallot, they've dropped down on the top of it now. Right, it's not going to win any more than it's sent, but we've got some waiting net. Nice one, you've just mucking me brand new hoodie, you little bugger. Little F1. But at least we're not blanking. So do the same again and see if we get any more. So we're just having a 4mm banded with some Sonu Baits clear oil on them. I've gone for F1. It's just a really sweet flavour. £1, we're off to a go. Every time I feed, I just lift my rig up and let it settle back down with that bait that we just chucked in. What that'll tell me is if I lift it up and let it drop back and we're hitting bites before as float settled, fish are still up in layers at water and not dead on bottom. No, definitely not got them fish in the swim properly yet, because we'd have had a bite off them F1s by now. So what we'll do, just a little pot of soaked micros. It's quite infuriating. Fish swirling just to be right on its surface. While we've been flicking pellets and casters trying to catch them shallow, it's just not happening at all. And as I mentioned before, when we were hitting them, I'm pretty sure we were foul looking them, because except first 9 fish we had on, lost every single one of them. I just had a liner then, so they are shallow. So obviously if you're getting liners, they're hitting your rig rather than your bait at bottom and just knocking your float about. What we'll do, we'll just flick that rig past where we're fishing, let it fall through water, and just watch for them indications. So a little liner then as well. And we'll just flick it to the left, and again let it settle through. And just lift it into place. There we go, another one. And off again. So that's 10. So yeah, there's not enough activity for my liking. It should be a lot. If they were shallow, there'd be a lot more liners. Again, we'll just feed an handful, let that rig fall through. Right, it's gonna have to be back to the drawing board because obviously this ain't working. I have started to see a bit of activity in my margin. Not enough to the point where I want to drop onto it. Right, so 2 hours in, got £1, 1 fish. I'll catch up with if we start catching out a bit later. So this is fish number 3. Still not fishing like we wanted it to. It's like a little hybrid. Yeah, little carp. So up to press, I reckon we've probably got £2, maybe just over. I'm tempted to try and fish up to them reeds again, but it didn't really go well last time. But we can't sit on a line where we're catching fish at less than £1 with 5-10 minutes in between. You're never going to win a match. I was just checking, making sure microphone was still on then. I had visions of me sat talking to myself. Not a bit first, not last time, but I'm just going to bang some micros over to that far bank with a 6mm pellet. As I said, it's risky because reeds are flicking over this with definitely fish, 100%, but they take you straight into them reeds, and we've already had one do it to us. And I've got 18 to 24 elastic on, TKS outlet, but I've just pulled that elastic a little bit tighter. So there's less chance of pulling us into reeds, but with more chance of bumping off them. Ideally, what we want to see is that float absolutely bury and start swimming towards us, but it's never going to happen. If it buries, they're going to swim straight into them long grass reeds over there and cause us a nuisance. Ideally, what you'd want to be doing now is pinging your pellets across with your catapult. But I'm going to avoid embarrassment, and I'm not even going to try because I am terrible at feeding with a catapult on long pole. Absolutely terrible. The point of these videos is definitely into educational because I'm a novice angler. I'm in match fishing. This is my second season. But it is for entertainment purposes, but I'm just not going to embarrass myself by even trying while I'm on camera. So, had a bit of an indication then. I'm just going to keep that pole tip quite high because I've got a very long lash because I was flicking my rig into them before. It just keeps that line nice and tight. I've had a shout down to anglers on my left to see if anybody's catching down there, and it doesn't sound like they are. The gentleman to my right's had quite a few. I haven't seen what stamp of fish they are, but he's definitely had a few. And as I said, we're on 3 for about just over £2, which is not fantastic at all. Not for 2.5 hours into March. You know, these micros are not really tempting them fish out of that reed. As I said before, ideally you definitely want to be pinging pellets out with a catapult. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fish this line for a little bit now. I'll come back if we manage to catch out. Try again. Knock it off, delete and start again. Right, so we're back on that 2+2 line on deck, and you're going to see me checking my microphone a couple of times because I've just been talking to my son. You won't have heard a thing. It's 1:45, so we've got just over 2 hours left, and to say it ain't gone to plan would be an understatement. My intentions today were to come and fish short and shallow, target them little carp and F1s, but they've not shown up. It's been an hard day. We've probably got £4 in net, so definitely not winning out today. But it does sound like it's been an hard day. There's not many catching at all, but it could be worse because I've had news from my dad, who was also fishing today. He's at Lodge Farm, on Long Island, I think it's called, or Island. And he sent me a text message, gave me some words of advice. He said, don't try and lift a 14-pound carp with your number 6 section. So I've texted him back saying, you haven't broke it, have you? And yeah, he has. So tried to bully a fish and absolutely smashed his number 6 to pieces by the sounds of it. So that's exactly what we're not going to do, because I'm fishing to my number 6 section. So we're just going to take it nice and steady. A little carp, probably about just less than a pound. These fish are brilliant if you can get them feeding, because they'll come thick and fast. There's plenty in pond, so if you can get them feeding, you can easily win a match catching notebook at them. But we can't get them feeding properly. But there's tackles in one piece, so it's not a bad. I'm just using a 0.4 gram guru float. And I don't know what line measurement is, but it's 6 pound main with a 5 pound bottom. 6mm banded pellet. Right, so trying something a little bit different. So I've got a feeling that there's more silvers in here than I anticipated. So we've just dropped, again, 2+2 line because there's bait down there. We've got some casters on hook. If they don't work, we're going to try maggot. Now, unfortunately, these maggots are not best. It's like an idiot. I left them out last night. So we went camping. I've left them outside tent. Nobody wanting some maggots in your tent. And they've got wet. So they're not great. But we are getting bites. So I feel a bit of an idiot because 100% should have tried maggots before now, or casters before now at least. I've unfortunately just lost another 2. I think that takes us to 12 fish total lost. I've got a strong feeling it's going to be one of them matches where I don't drive home. I sit there and repeat multiple times to Charlotte that I'd have won that if I'd not lost any fish. Because I did exactly that last week. Last week we were at Springvale on Golden 2. I came second. I had £95. Second with £95. Winner had 98. And all the way home, all the day after, and everybody I spoke to about it when they started fishing go, yeah, I'd have won it if I'd not lost any fish. In reality, if I'd only lost, if I'd have caught 1 fish that I'd lost that day, I'd have beat him. But everybody could have won match if they'd landed fish that they'd lost. Because I'm using a size 16 hook at the minute. If we do lose another one, I'm going to... Well, you've just gone flying. You're probably looking at sky. Wind's just picked up, knocked my tripod over, caused an issue. Charlotte to the rescue. Here we go. I'm using a size 16. I've just clicked on. I'm wondering if the reason I'm losing fish is these hooks are too small. Oh, that a whale? Story of my life today, that, Trev. Yeah, Trevor, who's on peg 26, just at right as he's just lost a nice looking fish. It made a right commotion when it topped. There we go again, look. Pulled out of another. I've never lost or bumped as many fish, and I'm not using strong elastic. Well, I am. I could definitely step it down. I'm using a black hydro. So it's a 12 to 16. The way these fish are shooting off, it's not as though they're struggling to deal with elastic. And it is in very, very loose. I've got one on here, it's by no means a trophy fish, but it is a fish. I'm just going to play it steady. Like I said, we've lost a lot of fish today, so Yeah, I've got to be a little bit steadier than we usually would be. Whoa, now then. They've got some energy, these little carp, I'll give them that. So yeah, as you can see, elastic's not too strong for this place at all. And 100% betting not dropping onto maggots sooner than 4 hours into it. Nice carp, I reckon about £3 maybe. Shredding bottom lip as well, so presentation's right. Nice, probably £2 that actually maybe. And these are, like I said, these maggots are not great either, they absolutely stink. They're wet through. Charlotte, bless her, has been sieving them, trying to wear them out, and we're up against it with these. But, as I said before, when I'm fishing up there, I just wait for that float to settle properly. And then my feed goes in over the top. It's a wild strike then, getting excited. That's what happens when you don't catch a lot of fish. Your float buries by a millimetre. You're striking at it like it's a 10-pounder. Charlotte's sat downwind from stinky maggots now, she's just got her 8 gob full, bless her. Getting some nice swirls in this left hand margin as well. Hopefully they've turned up to get some of the micros I've been loading in there. I'll get out in a couple of seconds. We'll come back when this margin's going and see if we can have a solid last hour. No, these are still not coming thick and fast. So we'll leave it here and we'll come back when, hopefully when they are thick and fast. So we've just managed to hit into one at margin. I've been feeding pellets and casters down there. Now, unfortunately, I don't know how much of this you can actually see because obviously I'm playing it to my left. My camerawoman will tell me shortly. But easily biggest fish of the day. It's giving this black hydro a real run for its money. But, as we know, we're not on great form today. We're landing fish, so we're taking it nice and steady. Yeah, a couple of pound that one there. 4 or 5 maybe. Nice comment. Now if we can get into a couple of these, we can easily rescue a poor match. And bear with me a second while I fight with this scourger. Well, nobody likes to see that. Luckily, it has got it landing net. Keep net. I'm just going to cut video while we sort it out. This one's got some beans. We've just dropped it margin again on them casters. I'm not going to lie to you, this one, pure luck. I'm not even sure if it's foul luck. Just take it nice and steady, tire it out. Let that black hydro do its job. There's a nice fish there. These one at, it's definitely one at bigger fishing pond or lake or whatever it is. So they don't go very big in here. Yeah, another nice common there, look. We'll try not to drop this one. It's not bad, it's definitely best I've had all day. Here we go, job done this time. So I've got some scales on under my net to get a little guess. And they're measuring it at 5. There's weight at net to take off as well, so I reckon it's a solid £4 fish, that. We'll take them. Right. I'm still feeding out in front because as I was playing that fish, it's swam through there and spooked a load. And they just don't seem to want to take it. So we're going to go back in that margin, try and get a couple of his mates. But okay, camera's over there, margin's down here, and I doubt you want to look at my back. So if we do snare one, we'll be back. On his way back from Aston Park now. Not a good day at all. I weighed in £19, something I can't remember. You'll have seen weights probably on the back of the screen. It's fished terrible today, I'm not going to lie to you. It's had some issues all week with oxygen levels in its aeration system. We got rang by Aston Park asking if we'd move on to Lanta. Because they shut the boats down, they let us know that we're back open. So obviously it's what we booked, we fished what we booked. But the pond weren't right at all. Winning weight for today were £38. And Steve Forster, we were watching a video with him on Catch Bar Media the other day, he was saying junior matches come on and they're good junior anglers, but they're still getting £80. So it's definitely not fish rate. Water was really murky, it had a horrible scrub on top. There were fish that had unfortunately passed over because the oxygen flow to the mark. It just didn't make for a good day. But all in all, not a terrible weight. We beat some people. Like I said, £38 with it. So, venue, Aston Park, fantastic venue. Tackle shot's brilliant, caffe's brilliant. And there's some great fishing to be had, but this week that pond just it's not feeding itself. I hope you've enjoyed the first video that we've done for YouTube. We've had a few little shorts and things on TikTok, but that's his first full length video on YouTube. Hopefully it edits well. Just let us know if you've enjoyed it. If you have, just press like, subscribe, and hopefully there's a few more to come. Cheers.